Hi, everyone. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Neptune's move into Aries, which is happening tomorrow, March 30th. It depends a little bit on your location, but Neptune stays in the same sign for about 14 years. So it has been in Pisces for a while, and this is a dramatic shift. Neptune is not just moving from one zodiac sign to another. It is moving from the last zodiac sign all the way back around to the beginning, to Aries, what we consider in modern astrology the first zodiac sign. So the energy here is Pisces is all about winding down and dissolving boundaries and being part of this universal oneness, universal energy. Almost a lack of self, a lack of boundaries, a lack of individual ego, and a focus on more of the collective identity and ego. Aries is the opposite of that. Aries is the energy of the newborn child crying for the first time and starting to assert their will on the world and start to take up space as an individual rather than as coexisting in with the mother in the mother's body. And so, and also wherever Neptune shows up, in whatever sign it shows up, that tends to be an area where we romanticize the aspects of that sign. So we are going from a time of really romanticizing and exalting the empathetic, sympathetic, compassionate, we are all one kind of sense, to more of the individualistic, noble warrior fighting for the cause that you believe in, fighting for your right to exist, fighting for those you care about. But it's coming from a much more individual perspective. The shift of Neptune from Pisces into Aries, this would be a big enough deal on its own. Again, Neptune only changes signs about every 14 years. But as this is happening in the next few months, Saturn, also in Pisces near the final degrees, is going to be moving into Aries as well. So we have two outer planets crossing this zodiac boundary between the last sign and the first sign. Uh, so this is, yeah, again, Neptune by itself would be a big energetic shift, but we kind of get a twofer here, where we're getting this even more intensely. And then if you follow the Conversations with Christy YouTube channel, she and I do astrology forecasts once a month. We also did one around the beginning of the year for the astrology of 2025. So many of the big astrological events happening this year happen across that Pisces Aries boundary. And so we have Mercury and Venus that moved forward through Pisces into Aries. Now they've retrograded back through Aries into Pisces again. And then soon they're going to start moving forward again over that Aries Pisces boundary back into Aries. So yeah, there's a lot of energy around this finishing up, closing things out, dissolution, kind of Pisces energy, and this pulling things together, that initial spark to get things going, Aries energy. And so one thing that's important to remember, particularly with Neptune making this sign change, Neptune is inherently kind of foggy, ambiguous. It's very, very difficult to see clearly. It's very easy to feel. The vibe space with Neptune, really, really strong. However, yeah, being able to see clearly and logically and make good decisions, that is not really Neptune's forte. So, with the vibes and the emotions running strong in Aries, also kind of running hot, running really individualistic, and I have to take care of myself, protect what is mine, stand up for what I believe in. Um, that is amazing energy. That is the hero archetype who, defends the weak and powerless, brings justice and good to the world. Um, but if we don't channel that well, um, again, because we're kind of coming out of this like Neptune in Pisces, everything is misty and foggy, and Neptune is generally misty and foggy anyway. There is this sense of we may be acting strongly and ferociously in an area where we can't actually see clearly. And so we may find that in hindsight, looking back, we kind of have that feeling of, okay, maybe I wouldn't have acted in that way or done exactly that thing if I would have had the full picture. So um, yeah, use this action-oriented Neptune drive in Aries to move toward what you want. Um, but yeah, just be aware it is almost certain that we don't have the full picture. And it is almost certain there are areas where all of us have high ideals, high philosophies that are not going to stand up to the light of day, that are not going to stand up when the Neptunian mist clears. Um, I think a great example of this historically, Neptune and Aries can be a time when we romanticize conflict and we romanticize war. And it makes sense. You can't really have a hero in most of the mythological stories if you don't also have a corresponding villain for the hero to fight. Um, and, we can kind of romanticize that, good against evil, right versus wrong. But these are very binary concepts. And very often the truth is more nuanced, and there isn't exactly one good and one bad. Again, there's a lot of different complexities at play. And so, yeah, and is the reality of war and fighting very great? Do most of us love that? Probably not. But this is the kind of energy where we might romanticize that conflict, desire that conflict, want to be the heroic warrior without thinking enough about who is on the other side, who it is we are fighting. Are we actually fighting the correct thing? And again, with Neptune, we're probably not going to be fighting the right thing unless we're putting a lot of self-reflection and meditation into this. So just wanted to drop in quickly, talk about this shift because it is a big shift. We'll talk about this more, I think probably next week, sometime during the week of April 1st. Christy and I will be recording a Sun in Aries conversation a little bit late since the Sun is already in Aries. But this will be a big focus of that conversation because we have not only the Sun in Aries, but other planets like Neptune starting to move into Aries. So go forth, use that energy, but use it wisely. Thank you all so much. Talk soon.